there is a fall in the characteristic features. So for example, whenever self-pollination occurs, whenever male and female, we are expecting whatever characters are present in that plant, they will be continued for the next generation, next generation, next generation. When they are goes on self-pollinating or inbreeding for many generations, generally we are expecting that the same characters, whichever good characters are present in that plant, they carried for a long time. It will maintain its standards, qualities, but it is not happening so, because there is a chance whenever self-pollination is continued for many generations, it leads to a depression in inbreeding. This is called inbreeding depression. Leads inbreeding depression. What is inbreeding depression? Generally, question in PUC standard they may ask as a definition. In CET they may ask as a concept oriented questions, or in NEET, AIMS and JIPMER they will ask these questions in various forms of concepts. So what is inbreeding depression? To understand, in our genetics or the 10th standard based question, whenever two plants are crossed with opposite characters, a tall plant having alleles, dominant alleles, it is a tall plant, capital T, capital T. When they were crossed with short plant or dwarf plants, so tallness is a character, shortness or dwarfness is a character. Opposite characters. When we are going to cross, they will produce gametes, and gametes fuse to produce a capital T and a small t. And when we observe this plant, this is a tall plant. When we want to see what are these, tallness is a character which is expressed. Phenotype. Phenotype means expressed. And capital T is a character of genotype, which is that is present inside the body in the form of genetic material. So this is a pure dominant. What is meant by dominant? Whenever two organisms with opposite characters are crossed in the first generation, only that one character will appear, maybe tall or short. That appeared character is called dominant character according to the Mendel's laws, principles of inheritance, law of dominance. So here, whenever a tall plant crosses with a short plant, the appeared plant is having both the genes which are called genotype. One genotype from here, these are called parents. This is the offspring, children, first generation. Both are present here, but even though it is having mixed, it appears like a tall. So this is called homozygous condition. Homozygous condition. Homo means same, both. This is called different, heterozygous condition. Heterozygous condition. So, my dear students, to understand inbreeding depression, let us take a tall plant and another same tall plant. When a tall plant like this taken here, and the same type of tall plant means self-pollination. Same type of tall plant we have taken. It is called inbreeding. This is called self-pollination. This is called autogamy. When there is a possibility of appearance of characters. Appearance of characters. Appearance of. So this is like a parent tall plant. This is like a tall plant, homozygous. Heterozygous tall plant. Heterozygous tall plant. So three plants are tall, and appearance of pure Recessive. Recessive means unwanted, undesirable, or short. Whenever tall plants are there, generally we'll go for tall. Why should we go for short? So here, whenever self-pollination or inbreeding is continued for many generations, there is a possibility compulsorily at one stage after few generations, 5 to 6 generations, appearance of recessive character. Recessive character or undesirable character, unwanted character. So this is nothing but a depression in the inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression. So plants which are hermaphrodite, having hermaphrodite flowers, or bisexual flowers, which are having both male and female sex organs, generally they will go for self-pollination or inbreeding. But how long? One day they have to pay for that. That is called inbreeding depression, appearance of recessive character, which is not an advantageous character, disadvantageous character. So hence plants, they made some adaptations. They made some adaptations. They made some adjustments. They made some mechanisms, or they have provided some devices. What is this device or mechanism or adaptation or adjustment? We don't want this recessive character to appear. They don't want, plants don't want this recessive character to appear. They doesn't want to show inbreeding depression. So always they want good and better character. Inbreeding depression is nothing but homozygosity. Homozygous, pure tall, homozygous, pure short. So inbreeding depression results in recessive character or pure homozygous. You will study these things clearly in genetics, my dear students. At the time of teaching genetic part, you will study this. What is homozygous? What is heterozygous? All these things. Again. So, whenever a plant undergoes self-pollination for many generations, there is a possibility of decreased character, recessive, loss of vigor, loss of appetite. It is not looking good, which is similar to consanguineous marriages in human beings. Consanguinity, consanguineous, from the same relations, if they got married for many generations, there is a chance of production of short human beings, black human beings with large ears, small nose, small hair. So recessive character or dwarf character, which is unwanted. This is called inbreeding depression. So whenever a plant is having, again I am repeating, whenever a plant is having a bisexual flower or a hermaphrodite flower, it consists of male and female, possibility of undergoing self-pollination, autogamy or inbreeding, which results in a depression. They want to escape from this depression. They don't want to undergo self-pollination. That's why they made some arrangements in their body, some adaptations, some adjustments, some devices, and all those devices are to stop the self-pollination and to encourage the cross-pollination, or to discourage the self-pollination and to encourage the cross-pollination. Whatever devices, whatever mechanisms, whatever adjustments, whatever contrivances are provided in the plants, they comes under outbreeding devices. Outbreeding devices means the various mechanisms or devices which inhibit the process of self-pollination because of inbreeding depression. They want to escape. So because of the fear of inbreeding depression, they have adjusted their plant parts with some mechanisms, some contrivances, and all those contrivances are called outbreeding devices. Outbreeding devices. Let us see what are the various types of outbreeding devices. My dear students, in PUC examination, this can be asked as a 5-mark question. And various conditions, terms and conditions, they can be asked in NEET examination, any national level examination, AIIMS or JIPMER. Only thing is, you have to remember the concept. Outbreeding devices, first one, when a plant has both male and female sex organs, generally from the anthers, pollen will release and fall on the stigma of the same flower. It undergoes pollination, which is called self-pollination. Later, it will go for fertilization process. But here, to discourage self-pollination and to encourage cross-pollination, to discourage self-pollination and to encourage cross-pollination, the device or mechanism or adjustment or contrivance is in the flower, this androecium or stamen and this stigma or pistil or gynoecium or carpel, both of them will comes to maturity at different timings. It means they are not having synchrony. First device, if both androecium and gynoecium are not synchronized, to maturity. Synchronized, we have seen this in the previous classes. Synchrony, simultaneous. In a flower, there is a male and female. If both will come mature simultaneously, if they release pollen and stigma will receive the pollen, pollination will be finished, fertilization enhances. But here, there is a time gap in the maturity of male and female. A time gap in the maturity of male and female. This time gap in the maturity of male and female is denoted by a letter called dichogamy. Dicho, different, gamy, fusion. What different? Dichogamy is a term. What term it is? It is to define that in a bisexual flower or hermaphrodite flower, male and female are present, but they will not mature at the same time. They will mature at different times. Male and female mature at different times. If they mature at the same time, it is synchronized. Not synchronized means at a time they are not going to mature. It means first option, pollen may mature earlier than stigma's receptivity. Pollen release earlier than receptivity of stigma. Pollen release earlier. It means pollen mature and release earlier. If it is mature, then only it will release from the anther by dehiscence. At the time when pollen is mature and released, receptivity of the stigma is not there. So stigma is not mature, it is not in a position to receive the pollen. Oh. So this is an adjustment. So under these conditions, what happens? By the time when stigma becomes receptive, all the pollen already released out. So there is no chance of self-pollination. By the time when the stigma becomes receptive, is ready to take the pollen, already pollen from the anther is released. There is no pollen at all, so there is no chance of self-pollination. So it is an adjustment. This is an adjustment. Second option, B. Stigma is receptive earlier than the pollen release. Stigma becomes receptive. Stigma becomes receptive much before the pollen release. So this is an adjustment, this is a device, this is a mechanism, this is a contrivance to discourage the self-pollination and to encourage, self-pollination and to encourage cross-pollination. Why they want to discourage self-pollination? Because of inbreeding depression. They are having fear of inbreeding or appearance of unwanted characters or pure homozygous characters. So the term is given to this is dichogamy, and the first one, when pollen release earlier than receptivity of the stigma, or simply androecium becomes mature, androecium matures earlier than gynoecium. Simply we can receive this as when androecium or if androecium earlier than gynoecium. If or when androecium matures earlier than gynoecium, it means pollen releases earlier than receptivity of the stigma. This is denoted by a separate term, protandry. Prot means first, andry, androecium. If androecium matures earlier than gynoecium. So dichogamy is having protandry. If stigma becomes receptive much before the pollen, it means if gynoecium matures earlier than androecium, this condition. If gynoecium matures earlier than androecium, so we can give this definition like this: stigma becomes receptive much before the pollen release. It means gynoecium matures earlier than androecium. This is denoted by a letter protogyny. So these are the two terms. Dichogamy involves either protogyny or protandry. So under these conditions, So where we will see these, all these conditions are seen in a hermaphrodite flower or a bisexual flower. They want to avoid self-pollination or inbreeding because of the fear of inbreeding depression. They want to encourage cross-pollination or outbreeding, and this mechanism is called a device, outbreeding device. First outbreeding device is dichogamy. Dichogamy involves either protandry or protogyny. First outbreeding device. Second outbreeding device. In the textbook, they have clearly mentioned, but they have not given the words. The terms dichogamy, protandry, protogyny, they have not mentioned in the textbook. But these are quite familiar terms they used to ask in the examinations, competitive examinations. Second outbreeding device. In a bisexual flower, which has both male and female sex organs, generally, sometimes another device is there. Male sex organs is located or its position is different, and female sex organs position is different. It means both male and female sex organs are found at different positions, different heights, different positions or different heights. Oh, it means whenever male and female sex organs are lies close to each other, there is a possibility of self-pollination or inbreeding. But when they are away from each other and in different positions, gynoecium one side, androecium one side, anthers one side, or gynoecium at the top or androecium at the base somewhere else, some disturbance, some adjustment is there. Such is called second outbreeding, which is denoted by hercogamy. Hercogamy. This word they have not mentioned in the textbook. Herkogamy. Hercogamy means when male and female sex organs of a bisexual flower are placed in different positions. Different positions. We have seen in the previous class. To understand this, that is, in a hibiscus rosa sinensis flower, gynoecium is a different place and androecium is at a different place. Anthers, stigma in a hibiscus flower, hercogamy is clearly seen. Hercogamy to different positions. Or another best example of this is gloriosa, where the flower is, when it opens, it will shows the anthers to one side and stigma to another side. Different positions. Gloriosa, hibiscus, or numerous numbers of examples are there. In bryophytes, in mosses, the position of antheridium and archegonium, different positions. In Asteraceae members, Asteraceae are composite members. In the tube florets or disc florets, androecium is here, whereas gynoecium, that is stigma, is here. Anthers are here. So like that, there is a difference or gap or in the size or in the position. They were differed. It is a mechanism, it is an adjustment, it is a contrivance to discourage self-pollination. So they cannot jump and eat. They cannot move easily. They cannot move. So even though the plant or flower is having both male and female sex organs, first outbreeding devices, they will mature at different timings. Second is, they were placed at different positions to avoid self-pollination and to promote cross-pollination. Outbreeding device, hercogamy. Third outbreeding device. Third outbreeding device is self-incompatibility. Self-incompatibility, INCOMPATABILITY. Incompatible means not correlated, not the same, opposite. Oh, opposite means plus and plus, they cannot, they are plus and minus compatible, like that. Incompatibility, self-incompatibility means, for example, self-incompatibility. Here is a bisexual flower having both male and female sex organs. That is a bisexual flower having both male and female sex organs. Now, whenever the pollen of the anther of the same flower, it is released and fall on the stigma, self-pollen. When the pollen from the same flower fall on the stigma, this stigma is not in a position to receive it. This is called self-incompatibility. A pollen falls on the stigma of the same flower. Stigma is not in a mood of receiving the pollen. It is not having receptivity for its own pollen. This is called self-incompatible. Self-incompatible. What does it mean, self-incompatible? What does it mean, whether it is not going to take? It means even if the pollen falls here, this stigma does not allow the pollen to germinate. First concept. Stigma does not allow the pollen to germinate. First concept. So even though self-pollen falls, no chance of germination. Second, germination means to produce pollen tube. Germination means production of pollen tube. It will stop. Incompatible. Sometimes if it produces pollen tube, but the stigma incompatibility means it will not allow the pollen tube to grow further. So inhibits the growth of pollen tube. Two concepts. Does not germinate, first thing, so it cannot produce pollen tube. If some cases, if it produces pollen tube will not further grow inside the style, it will stop. So by two methods, either by stopping the germination or by stopping the pollen tube, the self-pollen, same flowers pollen are in the same plant. If any other flower of the same plant, if it produces pollen on, so it will not accept the pollen of the same flower or another flower of the same plant. This is called self-incompatibility. Sir, then how to define this self-incompatibility? It means if pollen grain of another plant, another flower of the same species, different plant of the same species, not from the same plant. If a pollen grain or pollen from another flower, if it falls, this stigma allows the germination of the pollen grain and growth of the pollen tube. It means self-pollen is not acceptable. It is called self-sterility, self-incompatibility, or self-sterility. So its own pollen is sterile. It is not going to accept its own pollen, self-sterility. Or whenever two pollen grains or many pollen grains, out of the many pollen grains, 4 to 5 pollen grains from the same plant or the same flower of the same plant, different flower of the same plant, and 1 or 2 pollen from another plant of the same species or different species. If different species is there, it is not going to allow. When the same species is there, it is going to allow to germinate. So it is called pollen prepotency. It means pollen of its own, it becomes impotent. So before it is not going to germinate, it is not going to produce. So self-pollen is called pollen prepotency. Self-sterility or pollen prepotency. So these are the 3 terms associated with incompatible means same type of pollen from the same flower or the another flower of the same plant is not germinated, not accepted by the stigma. If it germinates, pollen tube cannot be allowed to grow. If another pollen of the another flower of another plant belongs to the same species falls, it germinates and produces pollen tube. It means self-pollen is incompatible, self-incompatibility, self-sterility, pollen prepotency. 4th device, or simply in a neat question they will ask, when 2 pollen, one from the same plant and the other plant, which pollen germinates first? When a flower stigma receives 2 pollen, one is from the same flower, one is from the another flower, which pollen germinates first? The pollen of another flower germinates first. It is not going to germinate. Even if it germinates, it is not going to germinate first. Means what? It will allow to germinate, it will produce the pollen tube. Pollen tube enters into the style, then it will reaches the ovule, it enters into the embryo sac, it enhances fertilization process. So 3 devices we have seen. First one, dichogamy, which involves either protandry or protogamy. Second one, hercogamy, different position. Third one, self-incompatibility or self-sterility. Fourth device, outbreeding device. Remember, outbreeding devices means the various mechanisms which favors cross-pollination. Fourth device, if a plant produces flowers and these flowers are either male flower or female flower. It means production of unisexual flowers. If a plant produces unisexual flower, there is no chance of self-pollination or inbreeding. They have to compulsorily go for cross-pollination. Production of unisexual flowers is a outbreeding device. So when a plant produces unisexual flower or a male flower or female flower, so in this plant only male flower is there, so it cannot show self-pollination. It has to go for cross-pollination. In a plant, if it is having a female flower, it cannot perform self-pollination. It has to go for, so production of unisexual flowers. The process of production of male flowers, female flowers, no self-pollination. In these plants, only cross-pollination is favored. Only cross-pollination or only outbreeding. The term for production of unisexual flowers is diccliny. D-E-C-L-I-N-Y. Diccliny means unisexual flowers production. So how many terms we have seen? We have seen dichogamy, which is having protandry and protogyny. A and B. Second one, hercogamy. Dichogamy, hercogamy. Third one, self-incompatibility or self-sterility. Fourth one, diccliny. All these are mentioned in the textbook, but some other devices are there. Especially one more, it is good to study because previous examination so many questions were came. Fifth one, heterostyly. Heterostyly. What is this heterostyly? Let us see. Hetero, different, styly, styles. So there are some plants in this universe, they produce different type of flowers within the same plant. There are some plants in this universe, they produce different type of flowers in the same plant. For example, this is a plant. It has a flower here and a flower here. This flower is having long style, stamens are short. A flower in this plant, androecium and gynoecium both are present. In the gynoecium, in the pistil or carpel, ovary, style and stigma, the style is more lengthier, more in length when compared to the filament and anther. Here, the filament size is less short style is, and here another flower is present. It has style is short, style short, style long. This process, different styles within the same plant, different flowers within the same plant, production of two different types of flowers within the same plant is called dimorphism, floral dimorphism, dimorphism of flower, dimorphic flowers. Di means two, morpha means forms, natures, structures. So there are two flowers. One flower is having long style and one flower is having short style. This type of having two different flowers in the same plant is called dimorphic flower, and the difference in the length of the styles, long style, short style, is called heterostyly. Diheterostyly, triheterostyly, three types of flowers, trimorphic flowers sometimes. So whenever this type of flowers are present and cross pollination occurs only between the anthers and stigma having same length. Anthers are having same length. Anthers are having same length. Style is also having same length. So there is a chance of possibility of. Here, the concept is, it is a type of adjustment, it is a type of device, it is a mechanism, it is a type of contrivance to discourage self-pollination and to encourage. It cannot do self-pollination, maybe it is exerted out, maybe it is having some other conditions like protandry. So my flowers may be having so many conditions together. Styles are long. In olden days, they used to ask these questions, but all these are not provided as a matter of fact in the syllabus at NCERT. So there is a very less chance to ask such type of questions, which were asked some 20-25 years back. In the AAPMT, AFMC examination, they used to ask these questions. In the AIMS examination. Nowadays, since 10 years, 10 to 15 years, there is no such questions, which is indifferent, which is not found in the NCERT book, as a matter of fact. So, there are called outbreeding devices. So any plant, it is going to show fertilization. Before fertilization, it has to show an important process called pollination. Why? Because male and female gametes are immobile. They are non-motile. That's why the male and female has to be joined together. The transfer of male to female is called pollination. Outbreeding devices. After this, sir, maybe by self-pollination or by cross-pollination, the pollen grain is transferred to the stigma. What happens later? Next, immediately when the pollen is transferred from anther to the stigma, what happens? All those processes before fertilization can be studied under pollen pistil interaction. Pollen pistil interaction. Before we are going to study pollen pistil interaction, there are some questions in these outbreeding devices in the last 3-4 sentences of outbreeding devices. For example, in outbreeding devices, last 3-4 sentences they asked, there are some plants in this universe like castor and maize. Plants like castor maize. What they are? They are having unisexual flowers. Unisexual flowers. Oh, and both the unisexual flowers are present in the same plant. Monoecious. Unisexual. Male and female both are present in the same plant. Unisexual male, unisexual female, both are present in the same plant. Such condition is called monoecious condition. In the maize also, male and female are present in the same plant. Such condition is called monoecious condition. Then what happens? What type of pollination occurs here? Is it possible? For example, castor plant. This is the castor plant. This is male flower. This is female flower. Is there any chance of self-pollination here? Inbreeding? Autogamy? Both are not present, so there is no chance of self-pollination here. So autogamy fails to occur. Here, no chance to self-pollination, so autogamy. So presence of both the male and female flowers are monoecious condition in the same plant, it prevents autogamy. Prevents autogamy. Statement type of questions, my dear students. Which of the following condition prevents autogamy? CET or NEET, which of the following condition prevents autogamy? Autogamy can be prevented when unisexual flowers are present. Which examples? Castor and maize. For example, within the same plant, it is having both male and female. So there is a possibility of male to female transfer of pollen, which is called geitonogamy. Autogamy is prevented, but geitonogamy is not prevented. Prevents autogamy, but not geitonogamy. It means in castor and maize are the plants which are having unisexual flowers. Self-pollination is completely absent, but genetical self-pollination or geitonogamy is not absent. It cannot be prevented. Last sentence of the outbreeding device. In some plants like papaya, in plants like papaya, Carica papaya, in this plant, dioecious conditions. Male plants separate. Female plants separate. So male and female plants are not found in the male and female flowers are not found in the same plant. Male plants are different, male flowers. Female plants are different, female flowers. Then what happens? Is there any chance of self-pollination? No. Only male, only female. Here it cannot show any pollination. Self, here it cannot show any pollination self. Then, is there any chance of geitonogamy? No. So, only chance is cross-pollination or xenogamy. So here, in plants like papaya, male and plants, dioecious condition. Dioecious. In the textbook they have given dioecious in brackets. Dioecious condition. Dioecious plants. Both autogamy and geitonogamy are prevented. Both autogamy and geitonogamy are prevented. Lastly, there is a chance of asking NEET question. They will give one box with so many number of plants. monoecious plants, dioecious plants, unisexual, bisexual, all, and they will ask a question. From the above given plants, identify the total number of plants which are showing autogamy only. One question. Total number of plants which will show geitonogamy. Second question. Total number of plants which will prevent both autogamy and geitonogamy. Question number 3. Identify the total number of plants which are responsible for only xenogamy or cross pollination. So my dear students, in the page number 30, 31 and 32, refer those each and every statement. Identify, they have given various numbers of flowers to see the pollination process. After this outbreeding, we are going to join in pollen pistil interaction, the various mechanisms how a pistil is going to accept a pollen, and what are the conditions a pistil is not going to accept a pollen or reject a pollen. All the best.